Manhart says when the district released its plans on social media January 7th, it didn't give any parents a heads up, causing many to voice their concerns in the comments. So when Commissioner Alford talks about appliances, she's not talking about your typical stovetop or washer. What she's talking about is your hot water heater. One of these can up your bill by $300 if a piece is damaged or missing. Yes, Landry, the Montaltos, no relation, but I might have to check with Ancestry, own the Magnolia Plantation Bed and Breakfast downtown. A year into COVID-19, they're doing well, but the pandemic definitely had its challenges. While both candidates express excitement about Newberry's growth, Glanzer says the focus of this battle for City Hall is on the Springs County movement. The Texas-sized gas station chain has brought fans from all over, craving favorites like beaver nuggets from their good friend Bucky. In the 60s, a dam was installed on the Ocklawaha to aid in the building of the now deauthorized Cross-Florida Barge Canal. Since then, the reservoir it created has become a popular fishing spot, but new reports show some potential dangers.
People turn into kids, you know, and every alligator has to be pointed out, you know. When we see 100 of them, like during a drawdown, you can see 100.
For years, Karen Chadwick has piloted tour groups up and down the Ocklawaha River. Watching tour groups connect over breathtaking views of this historic Florida waterway has become her favorite part of the job. But over the years, Chadwick and other environmentalists have faced a common enemy.
It's like a foot across its throat, is the way one person put it that lives on the Ocklawaha. It basically changes everything about the ability of the river to communicate downstream with the rest of the environment.
But every few years, North Florida gets a glimpse of the river's natural flow in what's called a drawdown. The Kirkpatrick Dam's gates open for a few months to clear out aquatic plants that congregate in the Rodman Reservoir. And for some time, Chadwick says, things are as they should be.
When they do the drawdown, the trees are this big in the first 4 months. Then they all drown when they bring the water back up.
But Chadwick says there's also another danger, dam failure.
So if the dam broke now, we would be gone. We would die. Yeah. Look at that middle gate. Well, the one second to the right, it's really rusty.
So if you're seeing this, it means I'm still around and so is the dam. But Chadwick says it's entirely possible that one of these days that dam might burst, sending a wave of water all the way down to Welaka. Putnam County Commissioner Larry Harvey is a staunch reservoir supporter. In an interview with WUFT's Jessica Seldner, Harvey said there's no imminent danger of dam failure.
There's no real studies that show that we're at critical mass right now. Do we have improvements that need to be done? Surely there are. But there's nothing said that, you know, we're fixing to have a major breach.
A 2015 inspection report from the Florida Department of Environmental Protection recommended 91 repairs, including replacement of corroded underwater bolts holding seals on all 4 gates. But back on the boat with no end in sight, Chadwick motors on, fighting for her river. According to a timeline from Jim Gross of the Florida Defenders of the Environment, a 2002 special use permit from the U.S. Forest Service has lapsed, meaning the state is operating the dam on Forest Service lands without a permit. The state plans to restore the river once funds become available. We'll keep looking for more updates on this story, but for now, live in the newsroom, Anthony Montalto, WUFT News. Jelena, spring has sprung, and that means Florida blueberries are officially in season. Today is the first day of picking at Florida Blue Farms in Waldo, and after COVID-19's hit on last year's harvest, farmers say things are finally looking up. Where were you the first week of April 2020? Brittany Lee was on her blueberry farm near Waldo, and she remembers it vividly.
There was a 70% sales loss compared to that same week the year prior, just in that first week of April. You know, people weren't going to stores, everyone was staying home for 2 weeks.
But today, the first day of harvesting at Florida Blue Farms, the only thing blue are the berries.
States are reopening, people are getting back into grocery stores, and really, at the end of the day, we have a product people want. We have fresh from Florida blueberries that are healthy.
After a long year and a freezing winter, Lee's newest crop is finally ready. So just 3 months ago, I stood in this very field, and let me tell you, it looks a lot different now than it did then. Lee says once these berries are picked, they can go anywhere, from a store near you all the way up to Maine, just 2 days. Today is just the beginning, but Lee expects things to ramp up to a peak in just a couple weeks.
We'll pick this field here maybe 6 or 7 times. So right now, it's the first pick. It's not going to be as plentiful, but really the third, fourth pick, there's a lot more production ripe at that time.
A marathon year ends in a sprint, but as we learned in January, things are never truly quiet at Florida Blue Farms. After all, the first week of April 2022 is only a year away. Lee told me if there's one silver lining to the pandemic, it's that people are now more receptive to supporting local businesses. Live in the newsroom, Anthony Montalto, WUFT News.
The House Budget Committee meets today to debate and discuss the American Rescue Plan, but what does the plan include? Let's break it down. The proposal is a $1.9 trillion aid package designed to stimulate the U.S. economy. The package includes $1,400 payments to individuals, and new this time around is the fact that adult dependents like college students are eligible. Adult dependents were left out of the first 2 rounds of stimulus payments. Children over 16 didn't qualify as dependents for stimulus purposes. The proposed bill gradually increases the federal minimum wage to $15 an hour by 2025. In November, Florida voters decided to raise Florida's minimum wage to the same amount. Florida's minimum wage will reach $15 in 2026. Also on the list is billions in funding to schools and small businesses, as well as boosts to unemployment benefits. According to several sources, House Democrats say they plan to push a vote on the bill this week. For The Lead, I'm Anthony Montalto.